Hello, and welcome to this fresh new channel. My name is Sergeant Draconis, and we're going to be starting this some Ark Ragnarok. Not going to stay on Ragnarok, we're going to bounce a little bit from map to map, but Ragnarok's going to be our home base. So let's get started. Go and tweak this initial settings a little bit so we got a little bit better gameplay on here. Nothing too crazy. Let's see here. Up our level to 2.0. Not going to mess with the XP or anything like that. Taming speed. Up that a little bit because I know you don't want to be sitting here waiting all day for me to tame a simple little dino. Harvest amount. I'm going to go ahead and up that to 2.5 as well. Just so we could keep the channel flowing a little bit. Let's see here. Leave the rest of this as standard. Third person, yes. Okay. PvE mode, I'm going to leave alone just because there's a certain farm that I like to do that if you have the PvE mode turned on, it won't let you do it. Basically, it's baby dinos that automatically drop down and you want killed to harvest for, I don't know, oil, uh, circuit boards, etc. If you have that mode turned on, your attacking dino will just leave them alone completely. It'll recognize them as a friendly even though they're not technically your dino. So you're disable friendly. We're going to be playing on solo, so that shouldn't matter, but I like to do it anyways. Here. Rest of that should be pretty good. Okay, double check this just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Geared advanced. Okay, I do like the build in the cave, so go ahead and click to allow that. Okay. I'm not going to prevent diseases, but I will prevent non-permanent diseases. Because even though diseases have their place, I don't think they should span past your death. I mean, that's just ridiculousness. So I just don't do it. Let's see here. No. Oh, go ahead and leave that alone. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down to 0.5 just because I do like the idea of resources spawning a little bit closer to your base. Poop interval I'll leave alone. Egg I'll leave alone. I'll go ahead and drop this down to bare minimum and the egg hatch speed just so we got better flow of game. I'll go ahead and drop that to about half. Same with the mature speed. Let's see here. Leave the rest of this alone. Daytime speed. Going to go ahead and see length of each day relative to increases. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Go ahead and drop this 2.5 and then this I'll raise to 2.5 just because it's no fun watching somebody play in the dark. I mean, that's not what this video is about. I want you to actually be able to get some kind of good content out of this. I believe the rest of this is pretty standard. Double check. Custom recipes, yes. There we go. I think that should have us for the settings. Go ahead and play. This is a single player game on Ragnarok to start us off. Does take a little bit of time to load, unfortunately. Game's got so much to get set up for you. For those of y'all curious, I am playing on a PS4, so I'm not playing on PC like so many of the players out there that do YouTube videos. I like the PS4 a little bit better for this game. It's a little bit smoother, in my opinion. Okay, let's set our character up. I'm just going to change his eye color and hair color real quick and set his name up. Okay, Sergeant Conis. Okay, there we go. We are going to be spawning in Jungle 2. The reason being, it's pretty close to a spire, so when we start trying to jump across maps to gather certain dinos, it makes it a little bit easier having an outpost right there, which is what the initial base is going to end up becoming. I have a place in mind where I want to build, but it's going to take us a while before we get to that point. Okay, let's get this loaded up. See, right there's the spire. I mean, for those of y'all that start on a different map and want to come to Ragnarok for an easy transition, I'd recommend Jungle 2. Makes it so much nicer. Okay, we are now awake. In the future, I'm going to be skipping a lot of this harvesting, of course. Just coming back and forth, but since this is the first video, I'm going to go ahead and leave it live. That way, talk to you a little bit about what's going on here, who I am, and let you get to know me a little bit. Now, basically, I am an Army vet of 8 years. I work mainly in the IT industry, but I do enjoy my gaming. And Ark's one of those games that I definitely fell in love with. I've been playing it for a few months now, but I do go from game to game from time to time. I do a little bit of Kerbal, a little bit of everything really. Okay. 6 first. Let's drop us a couple points in the way. That's always a good starting place. Skins because I don't really use them. Okay, get some pin, pair of pants. That's enough for another point. fiber here. That way we can get us some clothes early on. Okay. Drop the seeds because we're really not going to need that or the stem berries just starting off. Just a little bit of early starting equipment. Get us some more points here. Perfect. Right there. So let's find us a good spot to start us off. I typically go with the beach because it's pretty nice and peaceful on this side of the map at least. Some maps, depending on what area you're on, the beach can be absolutely hazardous, especially in like the highlands of Ragnarok. Just to reduce us some weight. Oh, for a minute. Here, thatch. Okay. Early game, it gets to be pretty quick to level. I mean, as you can see, I am jumping up and level real quickly. Let's see. Let's drop us some berries. That's doing nothing but weighing us down right now. That way we can come over here. Drop us down some more foundation. Drop some more weight. Fiber. Okay. Get us some fiber. But like I was saying earlier, I'm an 8-year vet. I was in as a medic. Absolutely loved it. Got out of the army back in 2012 and decided, need a change of pace. So I went ahead and decided to switch into the IT industry. Absolutely love it. I mean, I've done programming, I've studied for cybersecurity. Actually, I'm starting up another channel here. This is kind of my warm-up. That one's going to be focused more towards programming and web design. Because I've got a company called Code Monkeys WD that does specifically, it deals specifically with web design and all the aspects that come with that. So those of you that end up being interested in that field, hit me up. I should be on Twitter, Facebook, or even on here in the comments section. Let me know. I'll send you a link to that channel once it gets booted up. I continue pumping my levels in the rig till I hit about 200. After that, I start focusing more on the stamina and things that's going to help me in the long run. I start searching for different tames to go after. Get our second layer on here. Building a couple too many, but that's okay. It's good experience. Let's see. We're up to 170 already. Okay. What are we short here? We need more fiber. Bit more thatch. Okay. Yeah, I think some of the initial tames I'm going to be looking for when we first get started out here, it's probably mash tops, Pterodon, a lot of the initial ones that's going to help get us started it on the road. I mean, after that, I've got goals for an RG, a Wyvern. Oh, the Wyvern's my absolute favorite on here, to be honest. But it tends to almost make the game too easy. Start getting some storage set up too. I basically go with the box design initially when it comes to this little outpost. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything too fancy. I mean, it's cheaper on resources than sloped roofs because you don't have to deal with the angled pieces and all that. I mean, once we start getting into higher end housing that's going to last us more than a day, and then I'll look at sloped. But for right now, this will do us. Ceiling we're short. Get us a doorway. Get us a few storage chests. And what do you know? We've got ourselves another level. Yeah. Just in case I decide to slip thatch later. But for right now, I have to get some narcotics. I mean, I don't mess around when it comes to this. I get my house built, get some storage set up, and then it's time to go looking for some dinos. And some storage. Sorry, I got my cat here who decides he wants to be on YouTube too. Yeah, that's okay. He's a good kitty. Yeah, a little Siamese cat we picked up some years ago. As sweet as can be, very demanding. Drop this in storage. Not going to need that for a little bit. Basic resources. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get a little bit more in the way of resources. Thatch, some wood, some stone, flint. No level. We are almost there for my goal on weight. We're at 190 now. Okay, spark powder. Oh, stone arrows. Yeah, if I can, I like to skip over this spear because even though I grabbed the engram, just in case I don't quite make it, I prefer going straight to the bow and arrow on up. I mean, especially for how fast you level initially, it ain't a bad way to go. I mean, it just seems to be a lot easier in the long run when you're dealing with things like diplos and compies that tend to get up in your face. That'll get us plenty of flint. And where I can, I like to gather extra resources. Just makes your life so much easier in the long run. That'll definitely come in handy. How short is it? We're about halfway there. So once I get the bow and arrow, I'll go ahead and start our search. Okay, 200. There we go. Drop this off. Go get it from Baba. Yeah, with this being a brand new channel and all, any creative criticism that you might have, some improvements, microphone level, what have you, just let me know in comments below, and I'll see what I can do about improving this channel, because in the day, I love watching YouTube channels as much as the next person, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. It's actually fun being on the other side of the screen for a change. So if you have any ideas, thoughts, points to keep in mind, let me know. I want to make sure y'all get the same enjoyment out of this video that I tend to get out of everybody else's videos. That should get enough fiber. Go get that bow and let's get on the hunt. See what kind of luck I get for my first start. And get us some rare flowers. Kept on passing by. Okay. Berries on in. I gotta unlock it first. Okay, let's see. Bow. Oh, I need one more level, don't I? Figures. Well, looks like I'm going to be going after another level. Okay. I don't see what there should be a prereq for on a bow, but wildcard does what they do. Not a whole lot makes sense sometimes. I'm going to be sitting here drinking salt water from the ocean. But it's in a game, so it makes sense, right? That's going to hydrate you. If you can't tell, as a med, I'm shaking my head because that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But what are you going to do? Yeah, man. But I do appreciate all the effort that Wildcard has put into it, especially the programmers. Being a programmer myself, I can see some of the glitches and the errors they have. It makes me just slap my forehead, but at the same time, if you've never programmed a day in your life, you just don't get what goes into making a game like this. I mean, it's so many hours, so many sleepless nights trying to figure out that one bug, that one error in code that's keeping something as simple as a pickaxe here from working properly. I mean, something like the pickaxe not even fitting into the hand the way it's supposed to, or looking weird. I mean, it's things you could never dream of sometimes that happen. I mean, so they put a lot of hard work into this game. And for the guys and gals that put all the hard work into it, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, that's one of the reasons I tend to jump from game to game. Let's put us a point to stamina. Let's see. Sweet. We finally got our bow. Let's go on back and get that done. That's one of the reasons I jump from game to game too, because I appreciate games of a lot of different genres. I mean, I get frustrated with them at times, but at the same time, let's drop this first. Oh, wait. I could see what all they've put into it. I mean, that's another reason why I have it. Especially on app games, I have it set up so that I give myself a bit of a budget to support the developers. Because they earned it. They deserve it. I mean, even though it seems like they're nickel and diming us sometimes, I mean, they put a lot of work into it without a whole lot of return the first few years. So having it finally pay off for them in the long run, I mean, that's a great feeling right there. Flint, fiber, and thatch. Okay. Let's get us. That should get us a good number of arrows to start off with. I mean, we're going to burn through them pretty quickly. Especially once we start getting into trank arrows. Oh, it takes so much to get some of these dinos down. Just short of 100. That should be fine. Let's get out here while we still got some daylight. See what we can find. Get some water first. Okay. On the hunt. Last time I played, I ended up with mash chops pretty quickly down in this area, so I'm hoping I get lucky. Either mash chops, some dodos for some hide. I mean, we're not going to be able to tame any active tames yet, but some passive tames should be able to. Okay, and this is why I started working stamina. Got me tired already. Pego killed me right off the bat, right after stealing my arrows. Oh, wouldn't that figure? That's one of the reasons I like to spawn down here. Because you pick up or build your first outpost right here, because your spawn area is pretty close. And also why I tend to get some extra resources on hand. There we go. Okay. I guess we used all our flint last time. But that's an easy fix. Toss it real quick. Just to be on the safe side. Press this in. There we go. Pegos, I'm coming for you. Freaking stealing my arrows. Yeah. My first days at Ark though, I had a lot rougher start. I was getting my butt kicked by everything from compies to diplos. Oh. Go. Got a bit of hide at least. Oops. Get our arrows back. Oh, wouldn't you know it? All that, and they don't even notice the body. Yeah, that's more money. Up here it tends to be a bunch of trikes that like to spawn up, so gotta be a little bit careful. But there's also some diplos that like to spawn. So I'm hoping to take us out a few diplos, get us some more hide. I just gotta be careful because I don't want to accidentally hit one of these trikes in the process. Like this 145 right here that I'd love to tame. But I don't have the trank arrows yet. 85? Not bad. Make for a nice little starter tame. Work our way around here, see what we can find. Maybe a few more dodos. Gotta start making my way to water too, because I'm also getting dehydrated. Turtle man, I'll leave you be. Yep, right on cue. Oh, we got down another turtle. Yeah, I've built on this beach once before too. I mean, I think this is around Jungle 3 spawn. It wasn't a bad start. I mean, a little bit farther from the spire than I'd like, but it had a nice abundance of potatoes. Make sure to grab arrows, because though they're cheap, you don't want to end up running out in the wrong time. Well, yeah, if you're low level, give it a go. Go near those trikes. There we go. Let's get these arrows. You took enough of them, buddy. Look at that hide. Whew. Hide and meat. Let's go ahead and get our level real quick. Get us another stamina point. I'll worry about engrams when I get back. And what do you know? It's Diplo. Or no, that's a Oviraptor. Yeah, he's gonna run. Go and get your butt eaten by a Megalodon down there, buddy. looks like one. Down there. Okay, Icky, I'll be back for you later. Yeah. Not 2 megalodons. A little bit more than I'm willing to play with. At least until I have my baryonyx. Let me tell you, if you've never played with the berry, they can shred up some megalodons. I mean, I don't claim to be an expert at the game, but once I took some advice and got myself a baryonyx, that was about the best decision I could have made. I was sitting there taking on 6, 7, 8 megalodons at the same time at times. Just trying to explore the area. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, that's needed. I jumped a little bit too far, but that's okay. Go recover my body again. It's close enough though that I should be able to get it. Get all my stuff back without any issue. A lot of early game is just dying, and more dying, unfortunately. What? You're not gonna be able to steal anything from me, buddy. You do realize that, right? Yeah? No? You don't realize that? I don't have anything on me. I'll be back for y'all though. You know what? I might be willing to try and tame me a pego though. I mean, they are about the easiest thing in the world to tame. I mean, if you've never done it before. There we go. More meat. Watch this. All you gotta do to tame you a pego, toss that right there. Let's see here. Drop that. Put me on some armor. There we go. And let's pop as a point of stamina. We need to get to 21 in order to get us some trank arrows, though. Hello, Dodo. Got some pretty colors on you, though. Oh, you're ticked off? I got your buddy, huh? Got your wing with my arrow in you. See, he stole it. Now he's going to eat them and tame himself. Let's see if we can that taming bar a little bit. Yeah, he's in the middle of taming. Oh boy. Stole something else instead. Let's get us some more Mijo. Might not have had enough Mijo berries. Where'd you go, buddy? Nope, didn't mean to drag you. There we go. That's a shame. Ah, there he is. Let's see here. There we go. We got ourselves a Pego. What are we going to call our Pego, though? How about Fluffy? There we go. If you got any other ideas for our nice little Pego here, just give me a comment down below in the... Oh, are you the same one that stole my arrows? Yeah. Gotcha. But at least I got my arrows back. But like I was saying, if you got a name for Fluffy here, just comment below and I'll look over your suggestions and see what kind of good ideas y'all have. Get us some more rare flowers here. It's a shame about the mashed chops not being there though. We're getting a little bit full up. Go ahead and drop us some meat to cook. In there. We are getting off to a real good start though. Yeah, get rid of that. Oiled meat. I can definitely use you. There we go. Glad I grabbed 2 stacks. Don't quite carry 100 arrows on me, but it's good to have those in reserve. Actually, swap that stack out. I'll carry exactly 100 on me. What else we got in my way? Let's do this. It's just berries. Drop some seeds so we can make some red cap. Because we gotta continue collecting narco berries too. Not going to need all this meat. Go ahead and split this out. Let it boil up nice and quick. wouldn't you know it, here it is dark. So, tell you what, let me pause the video here, and I'll see you again when it hits daylight. See you in a bit. Stay tuned for part 2 of this episode. Had to break it up due to how long it was and the editing. Man, make sure to come join me and Fluffy for the next part. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and see you on the next one. Have a good night.